All right, so I'm here at the market again. I'm getting some ʻubeɪ root and some radishes. Visiting my friend Ellen and her family. All right, guys, I'll see you in 2 seconds as I prep this stuff up for the freeze dryer. Stand by. All right, we're back at the site now. So we were able to pick up what I think is 8 kilos of raw taro root that Ricard is going to clean and prep. And this was a subscriber that was asking me to freeze dry this. Now, to go along with that, I picked up some radishes. I'm gonna have those cleaned and we'll freeze dry some raw radish at the same time. And then get some stuff for lunch and a pineapple. So you'll next see me after Ricard has both these guys ready to go on the tray. Ricard, how much did we spend today, you think?
More or less 2,000.
More or less 2,000, but that also included some pork.
Yeah.
How many kilos pork we get?
1.5.
And we got 1.5 kilos of pork to go with lunch today. All right, guys, stand by 2 more seconds. You'll next see when I have the horseradish, or the radish, and the taro root, which I'll link in the description down below what that is, when it's ready to go in the deep freeze. 2 seconds. All right, everyone, hi, I'm back. I am upstairs, and Ricard had peeled, sliced the white radish. So this is white Chinese radish. He sliced it into bits, and it's actually good raw. It's like a horseradish. Hits you right in the nose. Whew. So I got that, and then I got all this ʻubeɪ, where she cubed and or sliced up this ʻubeɪ. Now ʻubeɪ is a weird kind of root. It looks really ugly, and it took her a lot of work to clean it all up. And it's made out here primarily in pastries, desserts, and as a sweetener in the breads. I'm gonna get it all on trays here real quick. And it looks like I probably have more than 5 trays. We'll see. I might pack it full. And then I'll show you what that looks like before I put it in the freezer. Stand by. All right, so that just took me a moment. So I have 3 very full trays, but the lids should still fit on there, and I should be able to get them into the deep freezer and let them freeze solid overnight. So I'm gonna get them in the freezer. You'll see me next in 2 seconds as I'm putting it into the freeze dryer. Stand by, everyone. Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's only been 2 seconds for you, but it has been 62 hours for me. This one actually took quite a long time to complete, and I think it has to do with the moisture content in the ʻubeɪ as well as the radish, because you can see it's pulled out a lot of ice here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel here, and I'm gonna drop the air, and I'm gonna manually check to make sure it's done. So give me 1 more second while you hear this noise. But this took quite a long time, and I was quite surprised. I think the only thing that's taken this long before to freeze dry would be the oatmeal and some of the heavier stuff that I've done. Most vegetables are done quick. So let me set the camera down here and let's see what I got. All right, so the trays are warm. All right, it's powdery, but it still feels kind of wet. Let me. You know, it's dry, but it doesn't feel as crisp as I think it should feel. I'm gonna give it a couple more hours just to make sure. I want to really make sure this stuff is done, so yeah. Interesting, let me check the radish here. Yeah, see now the radish feels, the radish feels absolutely crispy and dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the radish out here. I think the ʻubeɪ is just gonna take a little more time. Let me move these trays around a little bit. I think maybe because that tray was on the bottom, which is always the problem tray. So I'm gonna close the valve back up. I'm gonna give it some more dry time. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and bag up the radish. Let's see if I can try a small piece here, see what it tastes like. Whew. That's a punch in the face. All right, so I'm gonna bag this stuff up. I'm gonna let this ʻubeɪ run another couple hours still, and then you'll see me in 2 seconds. All right, guys, I'm back. I have given the ʻubeɪ 2 extra hours. So let's take a check on it now here. Now while that's draining, I did package up 7 of the white radish. Now that's something I imagine we would just throw in a sinigang. If we're cooking, we'll just throw that in the big pot of sinigang. Should be a good portion size for that. Or technically you could powder natto soy and you have kind of a wasabi mixer going. Well, let me set the camera down. Let's take a check here and see where we're at on that ʻubeɪ. I think because of the texture, it's just gonna take a little more time. Let me get a glove here. See what we got. The trays are definitely hot. Now, you know, it feels light. I think it might just be the texture of the ʻubeɪ, because it's kind of, if you look here, it's kind of a bubbly texture. Maybe that's what I'm tripping on. But it is definitely dry and crumbly. I'm gonna call it good. Now I will probably just bag this ʻubeɪ up in large bags, so probably 3 large size bags. And what I'll do is I'll set it into the long-term storage. This is something that could be used for cooking stuff later, and we can make sure that add some extra variety, some extra starch. I wanted to get the ʻubeɪ candy, and I might do that again, but I actually had a subscriber ask me to do the raw ʻubeɪ, so I did. And let me bag this up. Give me 2 seconds, and then I'll close out the video. Thanks. Okay, so like I said, I just put it in the large bags. So I have 3 bags of the raw ʻubeɪ cubes to use. I'm not gonna rehydrate these. My recommendation for rehydration is one of 2 things. If you're cooking it in a soup or stew or something, just throw it right in, let it rehydrate as it cooks. If you're planning on using it for something else, I would put it in cold water and leave it in the ref overnight and let it slowly absorb the cold water, not the hot. You don't want it to cook while it's absorbing it. And then use it as you would any normal fresh ʻubeɪ root. All right, guys, hit that like button. This was a subscriber request. I hope you appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. And until then, everyone, be safe.